Are you aspiring to go abroad for your higher studies, or possibly looking for better opportunities and you want to migrate to an English-speaking country? If yes, then you would have known by now that you need to take an examination for this, that is IELTS. And you must be thinking what exactly it is all about and how easy or difficult this exam is. How do I need to take it? What exactly happens during the test? If that is so, then this video is for you. Stay tuned till the end as we get to explore more about this exam, and let me address all FAQs that you have about this test. What are we waiting for? Let's get started. Right, so now we are going to learn a little about IELTS. What exactly is IELTS? This stands for International English Language Testing System. And this is nothing but purely an English language proficiency test, which non-native speakers must take. Of course, the reason being going abroad for higher studies, or especially, if you're planning to migrate to English-speaking countries like Canada, Australia. These are pretty much in trend among people, especially in my country, India. And what you must know about the test is that it is jointly managed by 3 different bodies, which is British Council, IDP, and Cambridge Assessment English. So you would often come across these names. What you need to know is that the test is designed in such a manner that the designing part is done by Cambridge, and the authority to conduct is with British Council and with IDP Australia. Please note, people who are from my country, India, that British Council does not conduct the test for IELTS anymore, and you have only the option of taking the exam through IDP Australia. People in the other countries may still have the option to go with either British Council or IDP. So with that, I would like to address one of the frequently asked questions, which is, should I go with British Council or IDP? Is there any difference? So there is literally no difference. They have sole authority to conduct this exam, and it's going to be the same in one particular country on a particular date. The exam is the same, so feel free to book your date wherever you get it. All right, so let's know now the essential information, which is what exactly is the exam, what kind of format does it have, what pattern does it follow. So this is going to be approximately 3 hours test, 2 hours 30 to 40 minutes to be precise. And there are 4 communicative skills which are tested, which is listening, reading, writing, and speaking. So the test is designed in such a manner that you start with listening, followed by reading, followed by writing. And this in continuation is taken, and this might take about 2 hours, 30 to 40 minutes. And you must know that there is no break whatsoever in the test when you go for your exam. And speaking, which has been mentioned separately here, that it is for 11 to 14 minutes. This particular test is an interview where you meet an examiner and he asks you a lot of questions. Now, this can happen any day before or after you are done with your listening, reading, writing. So for example, if the date that I have picked for my IELTS, that is for listening, reading, writing, happens to be, let's suppose, 16th October. So my speaking test may be scheduled either before 16th or after 16th, and sometimes even on the same day. So that usually happens for people who take computer delivered tests. That speaking test can happen the same day. And you must know which type of IELTS you need to take, which is the academic or the general IELTS. So those of you who are going for higher studies, you need to opt for academic IELTS, and people who are applying for PR, who are applying for work visa, they need to take general IELTS. The test pattern is more or less the same. Listening, then reading, then writing, which is conducted in the same order, and speaking, like I said before, could happen before or after the listening, reading, writing test on a different day, a different venue, perhaps. However, the reading and the writing sections for general IELTS and academic IELTS will not remain the same. So the content would vary with regard to what they give you to test your English language skills. Rest, the pattern of conducting the exam, there is not much of a change in that. So that remains the same. So there is a listening section with 40 questions in it, and followed by reading with 3 sections. This will be for about 60 minutes, and which is followed by writing, which is again for 1 hour, that is 60 minutes. And then the test gets over and you go for your speaking test whenever it is scheduled. Next, I would like to come to the point that is the mode of the test. Now there are 2 modes of taking IELTS. One that is on paper, the conventional method of taking an examination. So you get a question paper, an answer sheet, and you write your answers. And another could be taking the exam purely on computer. So there is a paper-based exam and there is a computer-delivered facility too. So the next question that you test takers might have would be, which mode is the best for me? You can choose to take any of these. I would like to tell you from my experience what kind of possibly drawbacks can be there in any of the modes that we see here. So paper-based, getting the dates can be a little difficult. So you need to be very particular, because I have seen this happening with my students, that they want to take the exam, but they don't sometimes get the date. So frequency, when it comes to dates of IELTS, it's more for computer delivered tests, and it is very easy to book the date. So that's one advantage that goes for computer delivered IELTS. But those of you who had any challenge of reading through screen, or maybe they cannot type quickly, or it's really very difficult for them to maintain, an eye contact with this screen for over 2 hours, then yes, it's better to go with the paper-based mode. So for a person like me who likes to have things handwritten, I think would go for paper-based, but there is no major difference as such. Yes, one more point I would like to add here is that when you take the paper-based test, you get your results delivered in 13 days from the test. And for computer delivered, it usually takes 5 to 7 days. So if you're in a hurry, you want your results out and you want to take the exam also soon, then it is better to go with CDT, but then prepare accordingly. I mean, if you're going for CDT, then it's better to practice a lot of papers on computer. And if you're going for paper-based, then have more handwritten practice. That's what I would like to suggest. So I hope that addresses the question that which mode is better. So I can't rate better to any. You have to weight yourself based on your convenience. What gives you more convenience? Now let's look at how these paper-based tests and computer-based tests, how do they look like? So I said paper-based, you would have question paper and answer sheet given to you. What you see on the screen right now is a sample answer sheet for listening and reading. And then you'll have a question paper, the way we've been getting in school and our universities when we take the exam. Whatever answers you submit, they must be written on these answer sheets, and they should be written in pencil for listening and reading. Like I said, there will be 40 questions in listening, 40 questions in reading. So you could see here that there are 40 boxes, and you have to write the corresponding answer for every question in the respective box. In writing, we usually need to write subjectively. So you will be given a question paper and an answer sheet, which would look like this. There are 2 tasks which are given, be it academic or general IELTS. We'll cover that later, exactly what comes in academic IELTS or what comes in general IELTS. But there will be 2 different questions, and you're given this kind of allotted space for you to write your answer. So this is like for task 1, you have got 2 pages, and then for task 2 you have other 2 pages. But if you're a person who writes, broadly, and you need more paper to convey your content, of course you can take more papers. I have seen this happen, that a lot of people get confused and they feel that I didn't have much space to put my answer. Please know that you can ask for extra sheet. And then in terms of computer delivered test, everything will be on the screen. So let's have a look at that as well. So this is ideally a kind of a screenshot that I've taken of the computer delivered test. You can see that there are question numbers pointed out: 18, 19, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. You would see the questions in front of you. You see the options here. You would have to either drag and drop it at the respective box. You may have to type, you may have to click. These are the things that will happen. And very vividly, you can see that the time, amount of time which is left is also mentioned here. So this is what will happen in the listening test with you, or even with reading, like you can see here. So it clearly says 57 minutes left. So a timer would be in front of you. You can see that at the bottom, you can see all parts question numbers pointed here. So if you want to jump back and forth, you can easily do that. You'll see the text to the left and the questions to the right. You can move. You can keep on sliding this to go to the top of the page or the bottom. So it won't be that difficult that you keep scrolling up and down and you have to go back to the question. It will be there right in front of you. So it's quite user friendly, I must say. And again, you may have to type your answers. You may have to click on an option. You may have to drag and drop it. These kind of facilities will be there. And you also have an option to highlight anything. If need be, you can also do that. In the description of this video, I have also connected the links to a computer delivered IELTS tutorials, which will be very easy for you to understand how the computer delivered tests would be like. IDP has presented wonderful way of explaining how the test user interface is. So please do watch that apart from this video. And in the writing section, like you can see here to the left, you can see that it is the question in front of you, and to the right, you have this blank space that you can simply type your answer. So it makes pretty much convenient for any test taker to respond to these questions. And we can also see the word count at the bottom. So as you type, the word count will be displayed. So that hassle of counting everything, which is a little difficult in any typed answer, that hassle is definitely not there. So these are pretty much the differences between paper-based and computer-delivered test. And just a kind of a recap, the test will be for about 2 hours, 30 to 40 minutes, listening, reading, writing, and then speaking on a different day. And this is how the test will be conducted, either through British Council or IDP. And you can take computer delivered or paper-based. These are the differences. These are the things that you must know as an IELTS test taker. And you should definitely work on it, as it's simply not just a simple English language test. There are certain intricacies that you need to know. So just don't go unprepared, know about the test and then take it, right? Any questions whatsoever are most welcome. If you need any guidance, please do feel free to put it in the comment section if you have any questions, or if you feel that you need to know more about the test and you need any kind of video tutorial or any aspect of IELTS, please feel free to put it in the comment section. And if you found this video useful, then do like it, subscribe to this channel, as I will be putting some more content which hopefully you would find useful. And till then, I would see you in the next video. Bye-bye, everybody. Take care and keep practicing. Happy learning. Bye-bye, everybody.